Welcome back to On the Record. This is Mark Z with my colleague Jeffrey Davis. We're at our premises at O'Brien and Levine. We're here with Chris, our producer, to talk about a number of subjects that affect the legal community, and we have the best of best clients as we have Legal Week here on the Record. And we've been fortunate to have some of the top litigators and top attorneys in the city. And the next attorney is John Elder. And John, you're the partner at Hinckley Allen, one of the key partners at Hinckley Allen. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks to you both for having me. It's great to be here.
Pleasure. So, John, you want to tell us a little bit about your practice and your firm?
Sure. Well, Hinckley Allen is probably most known, at least in this city, for construction, but it actually goes back to 1906, was founded in Providence, Rhode Island. One of the founding partners actually was T.F. Green, as in the governor, as in
Right.
the airport.
Right.
So there's a lot of history there, not just in time, but in sort of attachment to the area. So that's nice to have. We now have branched out. We have multiple offices
Right.
all over New England and also over in Albany and New York City. So it's evolved quite a bit. My group, construction, started in 1984 when the Boston office was opened, and it was driven largely, not surprisingly, by the big dig.
Right.
And basically, I mean, it's probably not a stretch to say that our firm, Hinckley Allen, represented probably every major contractor involved in the big dig. So that was really the springboard for the construction practice. Since then, we've retained most or all of those clients, I'm happy
Excellent.
to report. And we've obtained some serious successes in some major cases before the big dig dispute review boards.
Excellent.
Lots of litigation, lots of day-to-day advice to contractors on those cases, and pretty much everything since. So.
Excellent. Well, first of all, your firm has a great reputation. What's interesting is, and I'm not telling you anything you don't know, you're like the only key firm. I grew up in Providence, Rhode Island, and there was Edwards and Angel and Hinckley Allen. You were
Right.
the two leading firms. And today, there's not only no more Edwards and Angel. I mean, now it's a Dallas firm that has a presence. But
Correct.
Hinckley Allen really took a different model, and it really expanded its base. And you're in key cities all over New England. And as you talk about, you're in Albany, New York City, but the presence, I think that was a educated decision where you decided to focus on key New England states where there would be a lot of synergy in your practices.
Absolutely, and that's obviously Providence, Boston, Concord, and it's interesting you would say that because I actually had a connection previously to Edwards and Angel. It was I previously worked there in one of its former iterations, and you're right. There's been this movement in the larger firms to go towards the bigger model, and Hinckley Allen has made a strategic decision to stay close to its roots,
Right.
to expand, I think, cautiously and appropriately in its footprint. Now that said, we have established a national presence,
Oh, right.
particularly in construction.
Right.
We've represented clients all over the country: Las Vegas, Florida, out in the Plain States,
Right.
Kansas, at the federal level and the state level. So
Right.
we've been all over the place, even in Canada. So it's a sort of regional physical footprint, but we're happy to report that we've got a national presence now as well.
Now, we talked about how you got involved in construction law. What's interesting, I just think that when you talk about big dig, there's so many issues that still stem from the big dig, and it's become a big footprint in Boston. You're involved in you were involved, and now you continue to be involved in
Right.
some of the biggest issues in Massachusetts.
Right, and I think when you had the success that we had, sort of going back to I want to say our founding construction partners, but obviously when you had the successes that we had coming out of the big dig, we formed trusting, lasting relationships. And another thing is that we have these great synergies, and synergy is not one of my favorite words. I realize it's thrown around a lot.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is we have these great overlaps. It's not just construction, but we have sort of a labor group. We have a white collar criminal defense group that is both of which are very well versed in the issues that have, fortunately or unfortunately for our clients, have
Right.
popped up in connection with a lot of these major construction issues.
Right.
And we're able to call upon them immediately. And so I think our clients are seeing sort of this full suite of services that they can depend on us for, so they don't really have a reason to go anywhere else.
Right.
So that's worked out well.